very interesting picture of the opportunity we're about to present to you. So a lot of people on tonight, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
Don't worry, be happy.
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launch Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries, with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Well, I said it. It's a sensational video. And does anybody remember the first thing that was said on the video? Were you really paying attention? Some people see, but they they don't understand. They listen, but they don't hear. And said started in 2023. 2023. We're looking at something that has a history of over 3 years, and that's one of the first interesting points in our examination of this opportunity today. So let's get started here and get the thing underway. Let me take a quick look at the guest list. I haven't seen anything like it. I think we might just 226. No, that's not the biggest room we've ever had. Nasser, welcome to the call, sir. Thank you for joining us. Ada's in the call. Alex is on the call from Brazil, and I'm heading to Brazil tomorrow, would you believe it, down there to Sao Paulo, where we're having some events down there with Brian Benson, and also the CEO from the exchange is also attending. Leonardo will be there as well. So we're going to meet some leaders down there to get that market kicked off. Andy, welcome to the call. Armida, welcome to the call. Bernard, you're on the call as well. We've got Bosetti, we've got CK, had a great call today, 14 guests on a call today. We did a call earlier today to the Indian market. It was translated into Hindi. So we do 5, 6, or 7 of these per day. You guys are on this one. This is the English speaking 8 o'clock one. So lots of presentations, lots of work going on, lots of busy things happening. Chris is on the call, C. Macy's on the call, Crypto Queen again is on the call, Dan's here, Dave's here, another Dave's here, David's here, David Gardner's here, David Francis here, David TK's here, Declan's here. Welcome to the call, Declan. Davey's here as well as Digital Elite. I know who that is. That's Mr. London. So, hail G, sir. How are you? DM's on the call. Drew's on the call. Eddie Yayer's on the call. Eric's on the call. Evelyn's on the call. Faraji is on the call as well as Fatima. Ferda, hey, how are you? Hope you're getting better. Fran B's here as well. Gabriel's on the call. As always, never misses a call. We've got G here, Jeffrey here, Garen here, Glory here, Graham here. What happens is it jumps up and up because people are coming in late. Iga Holmes in the call. Blessing is in the call. iPhone guest, iPhone guest, iPhone guest, iPhone guest. I don't know how many iPhone guests, but these iPhones are very clever. But we've got iPhone Amanda here as well. Lots of iPhones. Jackson's here. James Bond is here from South Africa, is in the house. Jason, welcome. He comes from a name I can't pronounce. It's called USA. He lives in USA. We've got John Bone on the call. We've got John Bull on the call. 2 Johns, John Bone, John Bull, and Jonathan. We've got Josia, or Hosea, Josia. Could be pronounced a number of ways, but let's try Muhongo. How does that sound? We've got June, Junaid, we've got Karen, Juanita. We've got June without an E, or Jun. Yeah, we've got Karen, we've got Karna, we've got Kate. Oh my goodness, we've got Cloudy. You're here too. Welcome to the call. We've got Kedgel. I wasn't expecting Cloudy. We've got Ken, and oh my goodness, this is going. Kevin's here as well. Kevin Wilkes is here. Krishna G, I think that's you. Welcome to the call. We've got Cruz. I'm only as far as K, guys, and it just goes 237. Let's get that moving, guys. Let's get this up. We normally do calls with 1,000 people. Well, what do are you going to keep this a secret? Do you want to keep this as a secret, or, or get people to have a look at the information here? Let's look at Andy. You're here. Mrs. Theophilus. I think I pronounced that right. Theophilus. Yeah. Monday, welcome to the call. We've got, I'll go to the bottom. I'm way down to the bottom. Let's see who's in the house. Sam's here, Sandy's here, Shane's here, Sean's here, Shannon's here, Susai's here, Soma's here, Suchidi's here, Tagmingal's here, Taz is here, Viola's here, Ufoma's here, Traveling Rhino. We got Traveling Rhino in the house. Do you know who we haven't got? Samsung. Samsung's not here. Viola's here. Who else have we got? I can't read this. This is Chinese or Arabic. I don't know what it is. It's interesting. It's the coolest name here, and it's the last name on the list. Zoom user, you're above this guy. This guy's, ladies, below you. It's squiggly writing, maybe upside down, back to front, this way, that way. Very cool. And in brackets, it says guest. Welcome to our call. Wynn's in the house. Wilma's in the house. I'm going back up through the W's. 243 on the call. Let's go. Let's get this started. Thank you so much, everybody. And welcome to tonight's presentation.
Recording in progress.
Thank you for joining us. We're here to take a quick look at the Aurum Foundation. I don't work for this company. I'm not paid to present this information. The opinions I give are just my own opinions. I'm here just to share a little bit of due diligence that I've been doing on this opportunity. I highly advise you to, do your own due diligence. It's always recommended. I'm not an accountant, a financial advisor. I can't give you any advice at all. I'm just here for educational purposes to show you around
February
this project.
2023.
The video wants to play again because it's a fabulous video. It's the 10-year roadmap for Brian Benson's vision for this company, which is sensational. So again, do your own due diligence. And hopefully some of the information we turn upside down, shake it around for you tonight. We want to talk a little bit about who's behind this, who's the company. We want to know who's running this operation, who's the CEO. When we look at the CEO, we want to know, do they have intelligence? Do they have experience? Do they have the what with to do something like this? Do they have the connections? That's what we want to find out. The second thing we want to find out is, well, what do they offer? What's their products? Something interesting for you? Anything interesting here for me or for people we know? Let's look at the products as well. And then the third part will be, we'll take a look at the opportunity to see, is that something that might be of interest to you? What surprised me was this man on the screen, Mr. Brian Benson from United States, did his university over in California in Santa Barbara, and then went straight into the banking industry with Morgan Stanley, a very reputable US bank. He was a trader at Morgan Stanley, and he jumped from there into the wild west of Web3 technology. We're talking about blockchain, we're talking about cryptocurrency. This guy, I've got to suggest he's an expert. He built lots of platforms and payment solutions for banks around the world. He developed Binance Pay, or part of the team that created Binance Pay for Binance. He brought them the Lightning Network, and of course, he became managing director in Binance. And that's not just a small role of some department. I can tell you, this gentleman operated and was MD for the whole region of LATAM, that's Central and South America. That's like, for most people, that's like opening the continent of Europe or opening Asia or opening, a massive marketplace. And this gentleman done a phenomenal job. Binance went from nothing to $1 billion in 6 months, faster than Microsoft, faster than Apple, faster than Tesla. And this gentleman on the screen was responsible for up to 20% of that revenue. What does that tell you? He's a man of experience. He's a man that's done it before. He's a man with connections. He knows what he's about. He's quite famous. I did a Google on him. He's everywhere, and for good reasons. There's images here when he's much younger. There's images here as he looks today. We can see him with the Binance shirt, the Binance t-shirt. This guy, pretty famous. In fact, Forbes, which I would suggest would be a reputable media company, they've got to do a lot of data pulling. They've got to do a lot of research before they write anything. They're quite famous for creating the rich lists. Who are the top richest people in the UK? Who are the richest, top richest people in Asia, in Europe, in North America? And to get these statistics right, to report correctly, a media company has a lot of homework to do. But here we see them writing that Aurum is providing institutional grade trading. That's a different style of trading. That's what the banks use. That's what the accredited investors prefer. That's what the likes of BlackRock use. This is not some kids sitting at home attempting something. This is something exceptional. In fact, Forbes invited Mr. Brian Benson to their Forbes Council. Now, this is some recognition. Forbes obviously trusts the intellect, the knowledge, the behavior of this gentleman to actually invite him to the Forbes Council, where he has a whole page on him. And of course, from time to time, you'll see him reporting and writing on Forbes. And that's something very special to have a CEO in this particular situation. Now, the next thing that I found interesting was this relationship between Visa and Aurum. I can see, or you maybe have a look here. If you can see the video here, it's showing you Aurum and Visa co-branded on the same piece of plastic. Well, what does that mean? That tells me the issuing bank, who I've actually drilled down and found out who that is a fully regulated bank. The issuing bank, you would imagine, has done its due diligence on this company. There's no way Visa is going to partner up with something that they haven't done their homework on. They would surely know that Brian Benson's the CEO. I'm sure they know the directors. They may have asked for last year's accounts. I'm sure they've checked their licenses. But when I see the likes of Visa partnering here, that gives me a lot of confidence. Well, I don't know about you, but we'll talk more about that card in a minute. This gentleman has traveled the world and continues to do so. From every continent he's moving around, building the brand, strutting his stuff, putting the Aurum brand out there. Here he is at Token 2049. This was the largest blockchain event last year down in Singapore, same time as the Formula One racing. Now, 25,000 people showed up at this event. The tickets on the last day were surrendered at $1,400. Now, I don't know. I often say I love the Rolling Stones, right? But I'm not sure I'd pay $1,400 to see them. I would pay 300. I would pay 400 maybe. At a stretch, I might pay 500, but I wouldn't pay 1,400. And that's what they're paying in to go to see the likes of this gentleman, Brian Benson. Of course, he was not there on his own. It was a massive event. Binance were there. In fact, Richard Teng, one of Brian's friends, worked together in Binance. But Richard got the job of CEO in Binance. And many of you on this call are delighted about that, because had Brian Benson been the CEO of Binance, we probably may not have been having this conversation today. So anyway, Brian Benson, this kind of tells me, I don't know what it tells you, it tells me we have a company here that's not afraid to enter the arena of expertise in blockchain and Web3 space, to put yourself in the middle of experts like, Coinbase were there, Coin Market Cap were there, Tron, the owner, Justin Sun was there. As I said, Richard Teng from Binance was there speaking on stage, as was our Brian Benson, and many, many, many other experts. And that tells me Brian Benson's out there building the brand, looking for partnerships, looking for deals for his community, looking for liquidity for his exchange. He's out there building. And not only did he stop there, he continued around the world to many, many other events. At the end of last year, there is this thing called Finance Week in the Emirates. And of course, who was on stage? You got it, Brian Benson. And I'm told many of the world's, renowned people like Donald Trump's two sons. We're talking about BlackRock. In fact, Brian told me he was sitting at breakfast, and beside him was BlackRock, the guy from BlackRock. And who else was on the other side? It wasn't, I forget. What did he say to me? BlackRock, and who was the other company sitting beside him? Anyway, it'll come back to me. But I'm talking about experts sitting around this man. And he's interviewed by Cointelegraph and many of these crypto media companies. Wendy O has also interviewed him. She's quite famous on YouTube. She's one of these influencers. Here's a bit of homework. Go listen to her questions, and go particularly listen to his answers. Let's see how you feel about that kind of information. This is called due diligence, checking out the company, who they are, what they're doing. They're not some kind of actor. They're out here strutting their stuff and covering the world, which is sensational. Look at this picture. We've got Brian Benson. That's who we're looking at. But look who's sitting next door. The co-founder of Sandbox, and also the co-founder of 1inch, and the founder of EasyFlow. These are major, major crypto platforms. And here we have Brian Benson. In the whole world, there's only 5 people on stage here, and Brian Benson's one of them, really an expert. And that's why it doesn't surprise me that, I suppose, Forbes have invited Brian to the Finance Council. So he's certainly, in my humble estimation, a man of knowledge, a man of expertise, a man who's done it before, with Binance, of course, but a man on a mission. And you're going to hear from him in just a moment. And to wrap it up, at the Satoshi Roundtable, this is a private invitation only, where no media is allowed in. Satoshi Nakamoto is the pseudonym name that created the blockchain initially with Bitcoin. And after that was formulated the Satoshi Roundtable, where annually they come together, these few people come together to discuss the future of the industry, the future of AI, of fintech, of blockchain, of everything Web3. And guess who was invited? Our very own Brian Benson. And that all wrapped up together gave me enough confidence to say, well, this company looks pretty interesting. Tell us about their products. So let's take a quick look at what they have on offer. Just before that, I went and checked out the registration. I see they have a company registered over in Hong Kong. That's fine. They also have a commercial license issued by you can see up here, the government of Dubai. That was quite interesting. This has been taken from the corporate offices. It's on the wall in the corporate offices. That was sent across to me. I see something written in Arabic here. I see they've scribbled out the names. I understand why that's scribbled out, because they don't want 10,000 people ringing them up and saying, hey, do you have this license? Of course, that's the license there, and that's quite interesting as well. Moving towards the products, let's take a quick look. This is the new Aurum telephone. What do you think of that? Hey, Just kidding. That's not a telephone. That's a point of sale terminal. Now, POS, point of sale, many shops and every merchant probably has one of these, but not this particular one. This one accepts not just fiat payments, this also accepts cryptocurrency payments, and that's quite interesting for shopkeepers. If a shop has the ability to advertise, hey, we accept crypto payments, that would allow many, many customers that may not go into that store to probably make a decision. Hey, these guys are accepting crypto. I'll go in here and buy something. So this device, just the advertising of having it in your store, would possibly generate a lot of new sales based on its ability to accept crypto payments. Number two, this device, because it's on the blockchain, we can do payments much, much faster than the old traditional banking rails of Visa and MasterCard. Like, I know they're successful. I know they're 30, 40 years old, but it's slower. You know, shops don't get paid. You have a coffee and pay with your card. The shopkeeper doesn't have his money, nor your money, because that's sitting over at Visa. That's sitting over at MasterCard. It has to be processed. They take fees from it, and then they ship it over back to the storekeeper. And that could be weeks or months. Well, certainly, maybe they mightn't get the money at the end of the month. Because we use blockchain here, payment solutions are much faster. The shopkeeper can have better cash flow because payments could be settled if agreed instantly, or certainly within the first 72 hours. That's better cash flow for shops. They can attract new business because they're accepting crypto. And the third reality is they can reduce the fees, the price, the cost of transactions. You know, if Visa were to charge the shop 5%, well, maybe on this device, the fees are 2.2% or 1.7%, whatever's negotiated. So what's in it for you? Well, they're actually writing code at the minute, software at the minute, to introduce what's called micro payments. And what these micro payments mean, that if it was you that got this machine into that shop, every time this machine is used on the blockchain, your wallet gets a transaction fee. You're starting to make money as people use this if you introduce it to a shop. Now, that's coming up pretty soon. They have the prototype in the office. It's not gone into production yet. It's still working on the software, but that's the style of products to come with this company, as is these ATM machines. These are two-way ATM machines. You can put your paper money in like a vending machine, and it will generate crypto to your digital wallet. But conversely, it will do the opposite. Let's say you need a little bit of paper money. You can generate a QR code from your wallet, present it to the ATM machine, and listen to this, sound effects and all. It pays out the cash to you. So two-way ATM machines are in the pipeline as well. Moving on, they have an exchange up and running, but this one's quite different. Probably one of the most popular. I know there's Coinbase, but Binance is also a very, very popular exchange. And if you go and do some homework and find out what did Binance earn last year, and ask yourself, how did they earn that kind of revenue? It's based on transaction fees. Well, Brian Benson has kindly offered to give 50% of the commissions on this platform back to its clients, back to its customers. Imagine Binance said that to you. We're about to give our customers 50% back. I mean, that's a great offer. So that's what he's intending to do here. But not only is it a great exchange, he has liquidity products on it, meaning you can get between 17 to 20% a year on your money. Now, that's not bad. 17 to 20% a year on your money. What bank would you find that in? Doesn't exist. What piece of real estate could you buy anywhere in the world that would offer 17 to 20% a year annually as a yield? Doesn't happen. Property yields are generally 5 to 10%. 17 to 20, incredible. What bar of gold or piece of metal could you buy? Gold, silver, palladium, what that would generate a consistent 17 to 20% a year yield? Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. This is a sensational product, and it's up and live. And two good things about it. Number one, no lock-in. You can withdraw your money anytime you want. Second thing, you get paid daily. So extra Bitcoin every day, extra XRP added to your account every day, extra Ethereum given to your account every day. What a super product to introduce people to. So I like the physicality products like the point of sale terminals, the ATM machines. I like the physicality of a business like this, but they've also got a digital side too. Let's now listen to Brian Benson himself. This is part of a larger interview, and quite interesting. Brian saw thousands of people becoming very, very wealthy. In fact, millionaires and multi-millionaires when he worked over at Binance. But now look what he's wearing on his head, the Aurum hat. Now he's CEO over here. What he did over there, he wants to do here. Please listen again carefully to his words.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's, hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company, is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally, is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. Yeah. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
Did you hear that? I've done this before. And what we have at Aurum actually is very similar to when I started at Binance. I think I said it exactly as he said it. What he's feeling here in Aurum is exactly as he felt those years ago when Binance was starting to grow and mature and develop. He's feeling that energy again, and that's quite interesting. And he wants to generate a $1 billion brand and 1,000 millionaires. Now, when I heard him saying 1,000 millionaires, I rolled my eyes like, how on earth is he going to do that? But ladies and gentlemen, I've been able to interview 3 people in the pre-launch that have already accumulated $1 million through this opportunity. So there's 997, 97 places still out there if that's something that floats your boat. But anyway, a man on a mission nonetheless. Now, to get involved, it's very, very simple. It's a $20 business. It's a very, very simple subscription, just like paying a subscription to the gym. Once you pay the subscription to the gymnasium, you can use the rowing machines or the running machines or the weightlifting equipment. You can use the steam room or the sauna. But here, for $20, you can use all of the fintech products that this company is offering. Now, what you're actually marketing here is a $20 opportunity. You're not selling financial services. Please don't go down that road. You don't have the license to do so. You're not selling financial services. You're not selling investments. You know why? You don't have any. You don't even have any cards to sell anybody. So you don't have any products to sell. But what you can do is point people in the direction of a website. Could be a travel website, could be a clothing website, could be a sporting website. In this case, it's a fintech website, and that's all you're marketing, $20 business. When the customer subscribes, then they are dealing directly with Aurum themselves, the licensee, the producer of the product. So that's the line of action down here. So don't check the regulations in your own country. There's new laws in Europe, MiCA laws, it's called. There's lots of things. I'm not here to decide what goes on in your jurisdiction, but I'm just here to share what I've learned about this and what I've discovered and the kind of due diligence and looking around that I've checked out about this. So, and I hope it serves you well in the decision you come to. Anyway, let's take a look at some of their products here as well. So I'm told this is their best one. Most people really like this one. It's called the XAI or the EXAI bot, however you want to pronounce that. And can you see here, it was launched in the first quarter of 2023. Now, how come it's 3 years old and we haven't heard about it? Well, because it was not designed for retail. It was not out there in the public domain. It was designed for what's known as accredited investors, for high net worth individuals, for VCs, standing for venture capitalists. And I think I read it was either on bitcoin.com or where did I read this? Forbes. It was Forbes. Forbes wrote that Brian Benson closed a $12 million VC, venture capitalist, into this project. And I believe that's where this all started. And from there, it started to grow. I also heard another rumor that they were offered $100 million for this product after 4 months. and they reneged. They decided not to sell it. So about a year and a half after this was launched, in September 24 is my understanding, that they decided to open what's called an affiliate program because Binance had won, and because Apple have an affiliate program, and because Tesco's have an affiliate program, because did I say Amazon, Crypto.com, Binance, they all have these affiliate programs, and they were advised if they were going to launch an exchange, which they hadn't back then, a great way to generate community, a great way to generate users and end users, token holders, wallet holders, was to create an affiliate program. That happened about a year and a half after this product launched, and that's way back in September 2024. So it's been around for a while, and however, it's only got $77 million trading on the master account right now. That's as of February the 1st, 2026. The total profit that was for the month of January 26 was $11 million, which is quite good and quite impressive. Now, they have, I'm told, 28 different strategies. It trades the top 20 pairs on CoinMarketCap. They do not do any leverage trading at all. They're not into that risky stuff. My understanding is that it's spot trading only, whatever that is. I'm not a financial expert, but they do spot trading on the top 20 pairs. They pay Bloomberg for a Bloomberg feed, and many other feeds from LinkedIn and from all the social channels, from every other exchange and platform. This AI, I mean, you're familiar with Chat GPT. You type anything in there, in seconds, it's pulled together a massive amount of information very concisely for you, and that's the same here. This stuff is better than humans, we've got to say, faster than humans. I'm told it can make 10,000 decisions in a split second, and therefore it doesn't have the emotional attachment of the likes of a human or a trader who's going to chase an account and things like that. It's very, I suppose, controlled, and therefore it's getting these kind of results. Now, of course, you're not going to get that average. The average across the whole accounts, I'm told, is 17.5%. You can see it here. 17.5% is the average. And again, now past performance is not indicative of future results. We can't predict the future, but on average, if it's doing 17.5%, they're promising customers somewhere in the region of 10 to 16%, depending on the size of your account. Now, my understanding is that they are going to launch an application on Apple. I believe it's very close to release. It's going through its final approvals. I'm also told, and I haven't checked this out, it's already on Google Play, or some version of it is. They also have it on Telegram, which is a decentralized channel, because not everybody's going to have access to Apple products and the internets and stuff like that. So you'll be in the future downloading this app from the App Store or from Google. It'll be a banking application or a neo banking application. And inside it, you'll have 8, 9, or 10 wallets. They'll give you your own Bitcoin wallet on there. They'll give you your own Ethereum wallet, your USDT wallet. They'll give you a BNB wallet. They'll give you a Doge, a Pepe, and a what's that one they give you? Polygon wallet. They're going to give you an Aurum wallet, although you'll not need that right now. That's for the imminent launch, maybe next year or the year after, of the token, which I believe they're going to follow the BNB, the Binance token. They're going to go that route. They're not going to sell it. It's going to be what's known as a fair launch. They're not going to sell nodes and all that nonsense. When companies sell you products like that, and mining and minting products, the idea is they want your money to build their tech. This company appears not to need the money. They've already got the infrastructure. They've got these trading bots and AI agents. They've got the point of sale terminals in the office under development. They've got the exchange. They've got everything. So other companies that don't have these things want your money. So, and they say in the future you're going to get this, this, and this. That will not happen here. It'll be a fair launch, and only when it's required, when there's enough utility required using this ecosystem, when there's enough members involved, so they get a positive influence on the coin. That's coming in the future. They're also getting into real estate, tokenized real estate called real world assets. That's quite interesting. That's coming up later this year as well. And very interesting project, I've got to say. Now, back to this product. What you deposit in your own account and set towards this algorithm will determine the reward you can potentially receive on your own account. Now, what does that mean? Well, let's say you wanted to try this out for $110 or $146 or $202.14 because there's no packages. If your deposit ranges between 100 and 249, it falls in that basic category, and it's going to command rewards in the region of 10% a month. Okay, that's what's up for those small basic accounts. For those of you that are able to do more than that, let's say you wanted to test $302 or $729 or $805, or a round number if you wish. If it falls between $249 and $1,000, you're going to get the standard rewards at around about 11% a month. Now, I say about because it's not fixed. The markets move, things change. We can't predict the future, but based on past performance, this is what the customers have been receiving, in around 11% a month for those kind of customers. For those of you that can do more, between 1,000 and 2.5, you can see it goes up to 12%. And if we follow this down, you can see what's happening. The larger the deposit, the better the potential reward for your own account. Now, I had 4 questions around this slide. And I said to Brian Benson, I said, well, if you're paying this all out to these customers, how does the company make money? I was concerned that the company also needs to make money. Brian Benson told me the answer to your question is on that screen. And initially, I didn't know what he meant. He said, look, have a look over here, 17.5%. That's what the fund is generating as a whole, right? We don't give that 17.5% out, or else we don't make money. So if you're getting 10%, the company gets the spread. The traders, the team, they get the difference between 10% and 17.5%. The company's making money, 7% on all of those accounts. For those accounts that are getting 11%, the company makes 6%. For those accounts that are getting 12%, the company makes 5%. So in every instance here, you can see that the company's always left itself in a profitable situation. And I think that's very, very important. Of course it is. So that was my first question. The second question I had was, well, can you withdraw these profits? And the answer was yes. My question was, well, when? And the answer was, well, whenever you want. And I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, you can take it out today and tomorrow or any day you wish. I said, okay, so you can take your profits out every day. Absolutely. So my next question was, well, if you can do that, what does it cost? Is there fees? Well, I've seen platforms that charge up to 10% for withdrawing your own money, which is ridiculous. I've seen banks that won't even give you your own money because of 500 questions. What do you want to do? What are you buying? And all that kind of stuff. But here, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they charge 1% on withdrawals, which I find very, 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 very fair. And what else? I had one more question. Yes, I was asking about the principal. If I was to deposit something over here, when can I get that? And he's told me there was 8 or 9 of these different bots. 8 of them, there are no lock-in on profit or principal. You take both or any part out anytime you want, every day, any day, no lock-in. But this particular one, the best one, does have a lock-in, and it's only for a short period of time. I mean, if you think of anything in the investment world, let's call it your pension or your 401k, you're putting money away for 40 years of your life to leave something, a nest egg for your retirement. That's a 40-year plan. If you look at real estate, it takes at least 10 years, even at 10% a year on your real estate. We talked about that earlier. It takes 10 years for a property to mature. That's a 10-year investment. If you take gold, same type of thing. It takes time to get maturity, to get value in the market. So this product is very short term. It's a 12-month plan. Of course, you can run it longer than that, but on the principle, it's a 12-month plan. But I've figured out that if you hold it here for 3 months, there'll be absolutely no penalty incurred after 3 months, because if you're making 10 or 15% a month, after 3 months, you've made 35, 40%. It wouldn't have any impact on you. So that's really how that works. The principal is tied, but you can withdraw it on the first day of every month, on the 10th day of every month, and on the 20th day of every month. So profits can come out every day, but the principal can only be asked for on the first day of every single month, on the 10th day of every month, and again on the 20th day. 3 times a month you can call on your principal. So that's all the questions I had around that. I wanted to check it out and see, well, who's got one of these accounts, and I was able to get my hands on 2 accounts I can show with you. Again, I'm not showing these to sell you. I have nothing to sell you here. I'm only sharing some information with you. This particular customer deposited, you can see up at the top here, $500. And when it was deposited, you can see the account, look down here in the bottom left, created on the 17th of September, 2025. So this customer deposited $500 on the 17th of September 2025. Now, in that oval shape, can you see there's 882, not 500? So the question is, how long did it take for this account to go from $500 to 882? That's the question. How long did it take to get from 500 to 882? Well, the answer's on the screen. And the answer's on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Look down to the bottom where the blue arrow is. It says this screen grab was taken on the 17th of September. So if the account was created on the 17th of April, and we're now looking at the 17th of September, we're looking at a track record for 5 months. And in 5 months, this account made 382. Now, in terms of a percentage, what would that work out at? Well, to work out the percentage, you take the 382, you put it on top of the $500, and you divide the bottom number into the top number. That gives you the yield. That gives you the percentage. You can see it's 76.4% profit in 5 months. Now, that's exceptional. Exceptional. Again, it's not financial advice. Past performance doesn't indicate the future results, but this is certainly something that happened. I know this customer, and this is live data from a customer's perspective, not from the company's perspective. So I thought that was quite good for a very small account. And of course, you can start with a lot less than $500. That's just an example, guys. So therefore, we then wanted to see a larger account. What would they perform at? What kind of track record does it have? Again, I'm not predicting the future. I can't do that. I don't have a crystal ball, but I can look at past data. So that was for 5 months. I wanted to see a larger account. And here's an account here. The account number ends in 1972. It started on the 10th of April back in 2025. And if you look here in the green, it's made $2,360 of profits. Now, my question was, well, how long did that take to go from 10,000 to 12,360? And the answer is on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. It would happen at 10:23 in the evening. Maybe that's the morning time. I don't know. 10:23 could be morning, could be evening. Probably morning. Because the evening would be 22 something. Yeah. So 10:23 was the morning time. It was the 16th of May, and the account started on the 10th of April. Well, let's work it out, guys. 10th of April to 10th of May is 1 month. And from the 10th of May to the 16th of May is 6 more days. It's a month and 6 days. Allow me to round that up to 5 weeks. This account went from 10,000 to 12,360 in 5 weeks. That's 23%. So I wanted to be able to track this. I wanted to accumulate some data to see, is this really true? Is this, can it continue like this? So we were able to log into this account on the 24th of June. That's another 5 weeks later. From the 10th of April to the 24th of June is 10 weeks. And look what happened. The account demonstrated 15,500. Now the profit is 5,500 because remember the customer deposited 10,000 in this particular account. The profit element is only 5,500. But when I say 5,500, that was for 10 weeks. That's $550 a week. I mean, that's incredible. And then when we saw it again, was in July last year, and it jumped up to 74%, up to $17,000. And after 4 months, this particular account doubled. It went from $10,000 to $20,000. I'm not going to say yours is doing the same. It depends on the size of your deposit. It depends on which account or which algorithm you decide to use. It also depends whether you're reinvesting. And I can see here clearly, look at this, guys. Can you see where it says reinvest here, the little white button inside the green slider? The reinvestment button is definitely on in this position. And when it's on, what that means is the profit earned is sitting in Binance with the capital deposited. So it's profit and capital working together in combination to create what's known as compounding effect. So if you don't understand that, you don't have to. But if you go and ChatGPT it or Google it and ask, what would be the effect of daily compounding on an account of $10,000 over blah, 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 you can, the AI will tell you the answer to that question. And it's very, very impressive here. Now, when you open an account with this company, this button is not in the on position, it's in the off position. And I would also say that any new person that will try this will not find that button in your first 30 minutes trying to find it. You'll not find it unless you're guided to it. So in that case, your profits will go to your account every day for withdrawal. So you'll be taking out the money every day unless, and it's your prerogative, that you turn that on to get that compounding effect. So I don't know what customers are doing out there, but this customer I can definitely see has it in the on position, and that's why it's done particularly well, I would assume. The other thing I noticed was, have a look here. Can you see the withdraw button, guys? Look, it's grayed out. Why is that? And look, it's grayed out again here, but up here it's not. In the blue, it's ready to withdraw, and up here. Well, here's the answer. Can you see down on the bottom here on the 16th of May, you cannot withdraw the principal? Why? Because we learned earlier that you can withdraw your principal on the first day of every month, not the 16th. The 10th day of every month, not the 16th. The 20th day of every month, not the 16th. And likewise here, you cannot withdraw your principal. You can withdraw your profit every day, but the principal you can't take out on the 24th of June because it's not the 1st of June or the 10th of June or the 20th of June. But look at the top two. Yes, you can. Why? Because it's the 10th of July, the 10th of August. These are withdrawal dates, 1st, 10th, 20th. And that was quite interesting to see that as well. So you can see I've done a lot of studying here. I've had a good look around this thing. I've got to say, I was reasonably impressed with an account like that. It's quite good. I wanted to know then what happened in the next 4 months. If it did that in 4 months, is it likely to do the same thing again? I don't know, but we were able to get a look at it again on the 10th of December. Look at the bottom right-hand corner. 10th of December. This is 4 months later. And the same account number, 1972, 10th of April, has jumped up to $39,500. Now that's impressive. That's gone from 10 to 12 to 17 to 2,000 or to 20,000, doubled. And now it's almost doubled again in 8 months, doubled twice. So what happened in January 2026? Well, we got to look at that one. Here it is, 46,000. 9 months old, 10,000 is 46. What about February 2026? Have a look at the bottom corner. 10th of February, started 10th of April, 10 months, $55,000. That's 5.5x in 10 months. What's this account going to look like in 12 months when it's 12 months old? And now you can see the customer is getting a lot of more confidence. Can you see? Look, 94, 95, 84, 96. Look at the date, September, October, January. Incredible. The confidence is now coming into this particular customer. Now, that said, again, I'm not here to sell you any financial products. I'm here to tear them apart, open them up, see is there any weaknesses. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what is the weaknesses. The weaknesses is that lock-in on that product, but they offer 8 more bots that don't have that. You can take your profit at any time. Also on the exchange, there's no lock-in. You can put your money in there and take it out today or tomorrow, anytime you want, no lockup. So they have a great range of products. It's probably just seeing if there's something there that might suit yourself. Now, I've spent a lot of time on the EXI bot because that's the only one I hear people talking about. These other ones are very good too, no doubt. There's the Pro bot. There's also what's known as the Zeus bot. That's where people want to keep their Bitcoin in Bitcoin. You trade Bitcoin against the dollar, Ethereum against the dollar. Now, they do well, but not just as well as that one. So again, I'm not here. We don't have time to go through all of those, but I just wanted to feature that on this particular call to show you the ins and outs of it. And I hope that gave you a fair overlook on the product. The last thing I want to talk about is this product here, and I was quite impressed again. I've got to say, this is the Visa card. They do have a MasterCard version as well. I haven't seen that, but I've been talking to people that have using the MasterCard version. When you see Visa and MasterCard teamed up with the company, you say, you know, somebody's had to do their due diligence here. Now, the interesting thing about 2 of their cards is they don't require KYC. 2 cards do, and 2 cards don't. The smaller ones do, the bigger ones don't. And what do I mean by the bigger ones? Well, this particular card allows you to load up to $100,000 a month. They don't ask for a passport. They don't ask for a driving license. They don't ask for a phone bill. They don't ask for a bank statement. And I found that very, very strange with the regulations and licensing that's going on to be able to issue something like this without KYC is remarkable. And I'm putting it down to this Brian Benson guy, whoever he is and whoever he knows, coming from finance and all of that, what with some company, some bank has offered this product. And I think it's It's incredible. It also works on Apple and Google Pay. You don't actually need the plastic. You can actually click the little button here and tap it, however that works, and use Apple Pay and Google Pay, which is quite interesting. Now, there's only one card available at the moment, the Infinity card. There are 3 more in the pipeline, but I want to show you the card working. Now, this customer has been using this in the United Kingdom since June 2025, quite a while ago, using it every day, having great fun with it. Initially, he stopped the bots from trading. So you're in control of the bot, you stop it trading, and then you go top up the card, and the profit goes up onto the Visa card. So it means you can go run around and spend your money. And that's one of the problems solved with crypto. There are 2 problems with crypto. Number one, how do I get crypto? How do I turn my pound, my euro, my dollar, my dirham, my yen? How do I convert this to crypto? That's the first challenge people have. It's the onboarding problem. And that will be solved with the exchange, okay? But the off-ramping problem is also a problem. If you have crypto, how do you spend it? What shop accepts it? Well, every shop in the world accepts it when you have one of these. So you put your crypto onto this, and off you go to the shop and have a look. John here was sent down to the shop to get some milk. Have a look what happened.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
There you go. Imagine being able to spend the capability of spending cryptocurrency in a predominantly fiat-based world. It's exceptional. We also caught up with a gentleman in India who's also been using the card over there to withdraw his cryptocurrency from an ATM machine. Now, this is crazy. Have a look at this for a moment, guys. The machine speaks English, by the way, but the gentleman is speaking in Hindi, I assume.
हेलो दोस्तों, आप मेरे हाथ में ये कार्ड देख रहे होंगे, औरम का वीज़ा कार्ड, और मैं आज इंडिया में पहली बार एटीएम से इससे कैश विड्रॉल करने का प्रोसेस कर रहा हूं, और देखते हैं ये किस तरीके से काम करता है। ये बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से काम कर रहा है जैसे नॉर्मल अकाउंट एटीएम करते हैं, और मैं फ़िलहाल केवल 500 रुपीज़ इसमें से विड्रॉल करने की कोशिश करता हूं, और मैंने ये दबा दिया, और ये बोल रहा है कि आप कितना कन्वर्जन के साथ आप किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, और मैंने इस पर कंटिन्यू कर दिया, और ये इसमें कैश विड्रॉल मुझे अवेलेबल करा रहा है, जैसे कि आप देख ही रहे होंगे। और इसने बोला कि आप अपना कार्ड निकाल लीजिएगा। मैंने अपना कार्ड वापस ले लिया, और ये मैंने 500 रुपीज़ आज फिलहाल विड्रॉल करके पहली बार ट्राई किया, और ये सक्सेसफुल हुआ। थैंक यू।
What can I say? People have told me they've tried this around the world, and I think that's another exceptional product. And there's many companies out there, they talk about we're building an ecosystem, but it's mañana, mañana, mañana. It's when are you building it? Next year, the year after, the year after, the year after? No. What appears to be here is an existing ecosystem that's just getting better when they add the real estate and other products. They're also going to get into data centers. So my understanding is they'll buy a data center or 1 or 2 data centers, and the community can tap into that with very small deposit, like $1,000, to get the benefit of profits generated from data centers. Data centers are big business today, guys. They're getting into gold, they're getting into, as I said, real estate with one of the top developers in Dubai, a proper licensed product where you can get into real estate in Dubai for as little as $1,000. And that's incredible as well when you understand that. But again, this presentation was just to give you an overview. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to give you my link. You're not getting it. I'm just here to share some information with you. So I hope it served you well. Please do get back to the person that shared this information with you. Get your very valid questions answered. Do your due diligence, of course, and do seek professional advice. No matter what business you're starting, always get professional advice. I often talk about, if I was going to open a taxi business, for instance, I would go and speak to 2 or 3 taxi drivers, or maybe the owners, and say to them, well, tell me a little bit more about your business. I want to understand, is it hard to find drivers today? Is it difficult with these other firms like Uber having an effect on the business? Can you tell me about the technology available to help drivers find their clients? Can you tell me about the overheads? What does it cost to maintain these cars? Is it expensive, and the profitability? And is it scalable? That's what I'd be wanting to know if I was getting involved in the taxi business, and see them here. If you don't understand the business, don't do it. Okay, that would be my advice. But of course, you can go and seek professional advice, make an informed decision. And whatever that is for you and your family, I hope it's the right decision for you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Thanks and have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.
Recording stopped.
Well, that was a long one. That was a long one. And don't go away. I see some of you slipping away. We ended up there at just 244. Okay, not bad. I think we had 290 on before. So 244 ain't so bad, guys. Thanks for staying. So I just wanted to share some information with you. Somebody asked me, would I be able to share the affiliate program side? And for those of you who'd like to stay, it's not obligatory, but if you'd like to stay and understand that part of what they do, I've had a good look at that. I've again turned it inside out, upside down, shook it around. I think I have a good understanding of it now, and I'm happy to share with those that want to stay. For those of you that are not interested in an affiliate programs, you're very welcome to go. Thank you again for joining us. But for those of you who'd like to stay, I'm going to show you something quite interesting, and it's to do with Brian Benson wanting to generate 1,000 millionaires. Let's have a look.
Recording in progress.
Well, thank you for attending what I would probably call part 2 of this overview. I'm here to look at the Aurum partner program. Now, a partner program is, I suppose, could be better determined as an affiliate program. And these affiliate programs today are very popular. As I said, I know that Amazon have probably the most effective and most popular affiliate program out there. Amazon have done very well with theirs. I know that Apple have an affiliate program. Tesco, for those of you in the UK and Europe who understand that brand, they have an affiliate program by sending customers using your referral link to Tesco's website. If they buy products online, you get a handshake, you get a reward, and that's really what it is. It's a thank you bonus for referring a customer. That's all it is. Instead of spending money on television, on advertising, on magazines, I mean, Crypto.com, a competitor to this outfit here, spent millions of dollars on the Super Bowl advertising Crypto.com. That was all it said, nothing else. Crypto.com. And I don't know what they paid for that advertisement, but I don't think they got any customers, because when the advertisement came on, everybody went and got popcorn and got back to the seat to watch the game. They didn't go to Crypto.com. So you could spend money on TV and branding your company, or you can offer that budget to your customer base who actually make a referral. And of course, if you like this, you'd refer it. And if you don't, you won't. And the good thing, what I particularly liked about this, was it doesn't cost anything. It's free. It actually comes with your neobank account. So when you open an account, they give you a referral link. And if you use it, you use it. And if you don't, you don't. There's no harm done. But for those that do use it, there's a reward, and a very handsome reward, as customers on board this platform. Now, when I saw this on the screen, I thought it was a multi-level thing. You know, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looked to me like one of these multi-level things, but it's not. It's totally different. It's an affiliate program that works like this. Every customer starts as a Nova. Nova means new. Okay. New star in the sky is the Nova star. You're the new star in this business, for instance, you're the Nova. And you generate 3% anytime one of your customers makes a deposit. Now that's into the EXI bot only, by the way. So it's very, or on the card as well. But it's very simple. Let's say a customer tried $100. You get a small handshake of $3, 3%. It's not going to make you rich, but it's 3%. And if the customer decided to do $1,000, you would get $30, or $10,000, you would get $300. But what's interesting is, if the customer makes a subsequent deposit, a second one, or third, or fourth, or fifth, every time, because they use your referral link, you're getting this on deposits, which is quite good. You could have one customer, you could have two, you could have none, you could have 14 or 4,000, doesn't matter. You can have as many as you want. So one tier, one level affiliate program, just like all the rest. Very simple. However, if you would like more than 3%, for instance, 5% on deposits, what you need to do is achieve the rank of Voyager. And to do that, you require 7,500 of total team trading. Now that's your customers and theirs and theirs and theirs and all the customers that there are in your organization. When that amounts to 7,500, by the way, it could be one customer as well, but when that amounts to 7,500, you automatically get a promotion and a pay rise. It's just like conventional business. You work in the shop, and after 8 months, the boss pats you on the back and says, "Great job. I'd like to promote you to supervisor," and it'll come with a pay rise. 2 years later, the boss taps you on the shoulder. "Great job. We have a position going as manager. We'd like you to manage the shop." Pay rise comes with a rank promotion. 3 years later, your shop's the best in all of our shops in the county. We've 6 shops in the county. Your shop's performing best. We'd love you to be area manager of our whole shops in the location. Comes with a pay rise. 10 years later, you're director of the company. Comes with a pay rise. This is the exact same. These are pay rises. Voyager, Vanguard, Vanguard Pro, Nexus. These are pay rises. Bring a little bit of volume, a little bit of structure, pay rise. That's all it means. You can go for it or you don't have to. It's your choice. If you go Voyager, you get $100 cash bonus instantly without asking for it, without waiting to the end of the month, by smart contract straight into your account, $100. But now you're getting 5% on deposits. But look over here, guys. You're getting an additional 5% every single day on every profit, not on deposits, on the profits generated by all of your customers and all of theirs and theirs and theirs in the entire organization to infinity generations, as long as you're the only Voyager on that line. 5% every day on the profits, 5% on deposits, and $100 bonus. It's certainly something worthy of going for. Now, if you want more than 5%, we can see that Vanguard achieves 7%. To go Vanguard, you just need to create 2 Voyagers in your team. You don't have to bring them yourself. You don't have to personally introduce these customers. Maybe one would pop up on the 4th generation. Maybe another one down here pops up on the 11th. Doesn't matter. As long as they're on 2 separate legs, we need 2 Voyagers. There has to be 25,000 in total team trading. And that includes the 7.5 you've already done. It's not an extra 25. It's a cumulative. So when it gets up to 25 of the entire trading volume to infinity levels, you get 7% on deposits. You get 7.5% on the profits every day. It's a matching bonus every day on profits. Now, of course, you'll have a Voyager down there somewhere. You're going to get 2.5% override on that Voyager business. But until it hits the Voyager, you're going to get 7.5. Let me explain. Imagine somebody told somebody who told somebody, and then we have the Voyager. You're going to get 7.5% on this profits, 7.5% here on these profits, 7.5 on these profits. Now you hit the Voyager, you're going to get 7.5 on their profits, but now they're getting 5% below. You're getting 2.5 on the rest the whole way to infinity. It's a differential bonus from where you're structured on the rank to where your customer appears in the table as well. I'm not sure if you understand it. You get a $500 bonus as well once you hit Vanguard. And if you understood those first 3 ranks, you understand 90% of our compensation plan. To get 9%, you just need a little bit more volume and a little bit more structure. To get 10.5%, you need a little bit more volume, total volume, and a little bit more structure. And it works the whole way. There are 15 of these ranks. There's only 7 on the screen. Now, what's interesting, you get these cash bonuses along the way, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. I know people that work in factories and firms for 40 years of their life, and they get presented on retirement a very nice watch to the value of $1,000 or $1,500 for 40 years service. Here you're getting $1,000 cash bonus, $2,000 cash bonus, $5,000 cash bonus, $10,000 cash bonus on your journey through these ranks. When you hit Oracle, you get a share of the entire community's trading profits, not just your own organization. That kicks in with a shareholder bonus at Oracle. You can find more about this on their training seminars that they do and learn more if you want to. But the good thing is you don't even need to understand this because it works without you. Just like the light switch. You press the light switch and the room gets bright and you go, my goodness, what is light? How did it come out of some wires running through the wall and through the ceiling into how does it emit light? What is light? We use it every day. Walk out of the room, turn it off, the room goes black. How did that happen? Where did it go? Who took it away? Who turned? It was there. Now it's in a second. It's gone. Gone where? What was it? We use it every day. It's like your car. How does the fuel get into that engine and start to make all that magic happen under your bonnet to get the car to move. We use it every day as a vehicle. This is a vehicle that has the potential to take you from where you are today financially to where it is you'd like to be financially. Just like the car is a vehicle that takes you from your home to the shop. You don't know how it works. It takes you there. You don't have to know how this works. It'll take you there. You can learn it as you earn it. It's very, very simple. But as I said, there were 15 ranks. We've looked at 7. For those of you that can hit the elite rank, you get a $20,000 cash bonus. Magnets get $50,000. Look at this. Mythos is getting $100,000. I must have spoken to at least 15 people that have already hit that rank there. $100,000 bonus. Legends get 150. And if you want to be one of Brian Benson's millionaires, that's what he said in his video. If you were on a previous presentation where he talked about he wants to generate 1,000 millionaires, I have no doubt that if you work your way to the Dominion rank and you get that $500,000 instant bonus alongside the 150 you previously had and the 100 and the 50 and the 20, there's $820,000 just here. Never mind what we shared on the first page. Never mind these direct deposit bonuses of 17.5% on deposits, 25% matching bonuses. Look at these shareholder bonuses. I've no doubt if you hit Dominion, you're one of Brian Benson's millionaires. In fact, of the 3 people that have already done it, they all had earned $1 million prior to hitting the Dominion rank. But I'd prefer to say, go Dominion. Incredible. Again, you might think, well, how do I do it? Very easy. It's very simple. There's only one thing you need to do. You need to go Voyager and show 3 people how to go Voyager. That's it. 3 people can take you the whole way to the top of the rank program. Just 3. You don't need thousands of people. 3 people. If you go Voyager, show 3 other people how you went Voyager, you're done. Because those same 3 people, if you show them how to go Vanguard, because you're Vanguard, you go Vanguard Pro. Help them go Vanguard Pro, you go Nexus. Help 3 people go Oracle, you go Prime. It's the same 3 people. You don't need more people. But the building block of the business is the Voyager at $7,500. Do the math. You do 7.5, 3 people do 7.5. What's 3 times that? It's almost $25,000. 3 people go Vanguard. That's $75,000. 3 25s is $75,000. You only need 62.5. You're overqualified. Go down here to Oracle. 3 Oracles would bring $750,000 of business. You only need 625 to go Prime. Very simple. Very simple business. But here, I just want to share the idea with you. I will give you an overview on it. Again, don't be misled that high earnings are easily achieved. You know, the people that do well here are the people that are going to commit, the people that are going to roll their sleeves up, the people that are going to go to work, the people that are going to sacrifice sport, TV, golf, whatever it is in their pastime to work their business. People that are willing to learn, people that are connected. Yeah. People that are focused. Okay. So again, I hope again that serves as an overview for you to understand a little bit about their affiliate program. Looks exceptional to me. But again, it's your call. It's totally optional. You don't have to do it. It doesn't cost anything to do. It's free. And with that said, I hope that little presentation has served you well. And I'm going to leave it there. Again, thank you so much for joining us. And I wish you all the best in the decision that you come to. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your day.